What's up, guys? Hope you're having a good day. I'm on my way to the gym right now. About to hit some chest with my friend Alex. We trained legs last time, now we get to train chest, so that should be fun. We actually are practicing posing after we work out, which is very good for me because I don't have too much experience posing, which is something I need to work on a lot because posing is a huge part of stepping on stage and competing in general. So having like a good package is one thing, but if you don't know how to pose, like, you're kind of screwed. We're gonna practice that hopefully a little bit. I think we're just training chest. It's pretty similar to my workout routine. I usually train chest on Thursdays though, and we're training it on Saturday. So just a little bit different of a schedule here, but it doesn't make too much of a difference to me. As long as I train everything I need as many times as I need to each week, I should be good. So no problems with that. But I should be here in about 15 minutes or so, so I will show you guys this workout. We are going to be filming once again as we did last time, so that should be fun. To give you guys an update on my weight, I clocked in at a little over 185 and a half, about 185 and a half this morning. So, and that's been pretty consistent as well. When I first started trying to gain weight and bulking, I would start out at like 178 to 179, and then you see spikes in my weight go up to like 180 to like 182, and then the next day or two it would drop back down to the same weight. So I'm assuming that was mostly water weight, but now that I'm up to like 185, 186, I've actually been consistently staying at that weight, which is nice. So hopefully that's not just water weight. So I mean, some of it probably is, but it also means I'm probably gaining weight as well if I'm constantly staying at those higher, like mid 80 range, so, or mid 180 range. So that's always a good thing. It just takes time, consistency, a lot of eating. So it's just something I'm not used to doing too much. So it's coming. It just takes a little bit of time. I did also just try something new, guys. I uploaded my first podcast. By the time you guys see this, there's probably more than one podcast that's out. But I wanted to keep it pretty broad. There's a lot of topics I like to talk about, things I feel like I could provide value on for people. So I want to keep it pretty general and go the self-improvement route. So kind of talking about different issues and discussions and advice for people in terms of how to improve their lives every day, just by the little actions they take and conquering each day and doing what you have to do to get things done. And then I incorporate a little bit of fitness into that too, because they kind of go hand in hand. It's one of the parts to improve your overall self every day. So talk about that a little bit, but mostly self-improvement. The first episode I released talks about, the topic is how to get things done. So I give you guys tips on things that have worked for me and from my personal experience in terms of staying efficient and getting things done every day, so you can win each day and get better. But the name of the podcast, guys, is Get Better Today. It's on, I think, just Spotify right now, and as well as Anchor. So it's on the Anchor app and Spotify. I'm trying to get it onto Apple Music. But yeah, that's it, guys. So that's something so that's it, guys. That's something new I am trying. I really like podcasting. I like talking about things I'm interested in. I like providing value for people. So it's been fun. Yeah, if you guys want to check it out, like I said, it's on Spotify. It's called Get Better Today. I'll leave a link down below, so if you guys want to check that out. Alright, guys, so for this chest day, we mainly did benching along with a couple other exercises like flies and presses and things of that nature. So usually when I train chest, I combine it with usually triceps, but it's usually at least one other muscle group. So really focusing on chest just for the whole exercise session was kind of a change for me, but it was really nice, to be honest, because we really got to focus on all areas of the chest. So we really got to spend time hitting each area and not rushing through anything, so that we could fit in the workout. So that was pretty nice. We did do a couple warm-up sets, which I didn't show you guys. We started with 45 pound on each side for the plates, and then we progressively moved up to a 45 and a 25 pound on each side, and then we went up to 225, as you saw here. So Alex did a set with 225, and then I'm doing a set as well. I usually don't go up to 225 when I'm benching, but since I am bulking and trying to gain weight, mass, and strength, I have been going heavier on bench and all my exercises for that matter, and then just going lower rep but higher weight. So I did hit 225 here for a couple of reps. Back in college freshman year, I would do 225 for 5 sets of 5 reps. And I didn't do 5 reps here, or 5 sets here, but I did get about 5 reps for each set. I don't know if you guys heard the story or not that I mentioned in previous videos, but freshman year of college, I was hitting my strongest lifts, and my actually my most heaviest I've ever been as well. So um, that was from eating as much as I wanted in the dining commons and everything like that. But anyways, I'm getting back up to that weight. Um, so I am hitting 225. It is really nice to have a training partner when going heavy on bench and pretty much any other main list for that matter, just because they can spot you and help you get an extra couple reps that you don't think you could have done by yourself. And it also just adds a mental stability to your workouts because you have that mindset of going into every set that you can pretty much go to failure and then get a couple more after that because you know that your training partner will help you get through that. So that's always very cool. But next we moved on to incline dumbbell presses. I don't get to do these too often. I'm usually doing flat bench dumbbell presses. And when I do incline for chest, it's usually with the straight bar. But I do like doing dumbbell incline presses. It adds a sense of stabilization, so you have to do more than just press the dumbbells up as you can do with the straight bar. And you still have to stabilize the straight bar, but it's not as taxing and hard to do on your body as it is with doing dumbbells. So you have to use pretty much all your muscles in your upper body to stabilize and try to keep each dumbbell in line as you go down and back up. So it's a little bit harder, but it engages your muscles a little bit more in some ways. So they are very good to add as well. For this whole workout, I pretty much let Alex decide what we were going to do for chest. I love letting other people pick what we're going to do for exercises when I train with other people because, like I mentioned in previous videos, I tend to do a lot of the same exercises every time I go to the gym. So having a different set of eyes and a different perspective on training really helps me target certain muscles and really switch things up to really help the muscles grow and things of that nature. So next we moved on to flies on the machine. I do these a decent amount, but it always is nice to incorporate these. They're always a great one to add for chest, especially for width. So for these, I'd like to go full range of motion. For some of the other exercises, I don't necessarily like to go full range of motion because I think it increases chances of injury. But for these, for gaining width of the chest, I feel like having the full range of motion can really be beneficial. So that's why I like to do those. For these, I tend to go a little bit lighter as well. I still keep it pretty heavy, but I am more so going for mind and muscle connection, really contracting and engaging my pecs and my chest more so than just getting reps in. But that's just how I do it personally. So here we moved on to doing chest presses on the cable column machine. Alex was just showing me two different forms of how to do this. I actually was mixing them up, so I was actually doing flies when we were supposed to be doing chest. So Alex was showing me the difference between the two and what I was doing and how I could improve. And that's another great thing, guys, about having a good training partner. You can always bounce ideas off of each other and kind of see what works and what doesn't, correct people's form and all of that. So it's always good to have someone who is always trying to get better because they will always be usually trying to get you better as well for your best interest. So I did try a couple more sets of these once Alex showed me how he was doing the exercise. So I was more doing flies, so I was keeping my hands really wide and kind of internally rotating my shoulders inward to do a fly instead of actually pressing. So those are two different movements that you can do on this machine, but I was just mixing them up. So next I try to adjust my form and do more of presses than actually shoulder flies, which seem to actually engage the muscles in a different way, which is really nice as well. So between the two of us, we did about 4 sets each for each exercise that we did, which is about average for what I usually do. But we kept going back and forth, which is nice as for a change because I'm usually taking breaks by myself when I'm training by myself, and they can be a good thing or a bad thing because a lot of times I will go on my phone or take breaks longer than I should, or it just gets kind of tricky when you're by yourself with breaks, at least for me, because I usually lose track of time a little bit. So having someone to train with keeps me on track and keeps my breaks pretty short and to a minimum, which is always nice. And then this is Alex doing another set with the chest presses on the cable column machine as well. One thing I love about this cable column machine and pretty much any cable column machine in general is that they're very good for certain sections of your workout. So for me, I like to end with cable columns mainly because you can go to failure and don't have to worry about not being able to get a weight back up or anything like that, like if you're benching or something like that. So if you go to failure, you can always do as many as you can and then just let the weight come back down and re-rack on the plate-loaded rack, which is pretty nice. And me personally, I honestly feel my muscles engaging really well with cable column machines, whether it's presses, whether it's push downs, anything like that. So I really think they're a good way to incorporate different types of motions into my workout, which is why I like to use them a lot. But this is, again, Alex showing me how he does the flies or how he does the presses and then the difference between the two. So it's always good to find a distinction between two different movements that are pretty similar, just so you know what you're doing at all times and not kind of just blindly going through your workout as a whole. So for these, I think I actually did more sets. I think I did 4 or 5 of these. So I did a couple of the flies and then a couple of the presses as well, just so I could actually know the difference and feel the difference, more importantly. So once we were done with these guys, we moved on to doing posing, as you guys will see here in a second. It's pretty much my second time ever posing. I'm going to be practicing more in the mirror at home, but it's something that I need to keep practicing and trying to get better at because it is a big part of competing, as I'm starting to realize after talking to Alex and some other people who have competed. So I am going to start trying that a lot more now that I have some time and I have a mirror in my basement. So there is a lot to learn about posing, but I'm excited to try it and get better at it over time. It just takes a lot of practice, so I'm going to be trying a lot of stuff in my mirror at home. But here's the posing practice I did with Alex.
Yep. So fine feels comfortable.
I think focusing on obliques is the biggest thing for me.
Yeah. If it's not something to brag about, then don't display it as if it is.
Yeah.
So do the poses that are going to make you look the best.
Okay.
So I always, like I said, I come out here, right? I have decent arms. So I'll come out. Bodybuilding or physique division isn't about arms. But at the end of the day, it's a total package thing. Okay. Right? You can see fucking physique guys with fat ass legs. So they pull up their
they pull them up.
Yeah. So like here, right? I'll grab here, show arms a little bit. I'll do a transition. I have wide lats. I'll make sure I stay wide the whole time. Everything starts from the ground up. Once your feet are set, you flex your calf, flex everything, and then everything else comes. And you flex your arms, usually the last thing.
Oh, okay.
And then transitions come into play. So for me, my transition from here, the foot in front, here, and here. I'm not a big transition guy. It's that fine, it feels comfortable.
Okay.
So my piece of advice for you would be this. Find the 4 poses that you feel comfortable doing, right? So for me, it's here, it's here, okay. It's here, and here. Okay. They're the 4 poses I'm gonna do.
Got it.
That's it. Like piece it together like a puzzle. Like my first 3 months of posing was me trying to find the poses that I felt comfortable doing. Your poses are gonna change. The more lean you get, you're gonna realize, holy shit, this looks good. Okay. I didn't think this used to look good until a couple days after my show, but I didn't add it in because it was already too late. So that's a good pose for you. But the thing is, don't forget to flex everything. So it's weird. I think finding this is really weird. So when it comes to physique, you don't want to actually flex your chest.
Oh, really?
Because your chest automatically looks bigger when it's not.
That's true.
Flexed.
Yeah, that's true.
So you want to pump it up and don't flex your chest. What you want to do is pin your arms almost against yourself. I pin mine against my lats. It forces the ball to come out, but at the same time, I can flex my arms with it.
It forces your shoulders to pop.
It forces your shoulders to pop. If you big lats and you flex against it, I'm telling you, bro. And keep in mind, posing is a workout. Yeah. You will sweat. I sweat like crazy when I just pose normally. And you got to get comfortable holding your poses for a while. Because my first show I've ever did, they made us hold our poses for over 30 seconds. And it was just, that's flexing. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The posing is a little bit different from what I usually post on my channel. I usually just do like workouts and daily vlogs and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I still have a lot to learn with posing in general, but I'm excited to keep trying and learning new things as I continue to prep. Hope you have a great day. I'll catch you later.